small businesses that have started recently and are not yet 1 year old are afraid to charge anything at the moment from their potential clients. Like they feel that this is not the right time to present a quotation. This is something that I have learned through my interaction with different businesses at the moment. Even one of the companies which is related to services, as in business establishment, PRO, company formation, even they called me and said that they want to create more informative content only at the moment. They don't want people to think that they are selling something because it's not the right time to sell. So my question is, do you think that this is not the right time to sell and businesses should hold back presenting quotations and they should refrain from selling openly or putting up a price on a product or a service? Do you think it's right?
It's the 21st of April as we sit here right now in the midst of lockdown. Do I think whilst people are losing their jobs and companies are going bankrupt and people are dying, that it should be you be out there pressurizing people to buy stuff? Absolutely not. But I've taken on 4 clients in the last 5 or 6 days that have approached me. Okay. The reason they've approached me is they're consuming my content and they think I'm valuable, and that's why they've approached me. And when they approach you, then we can go ahead and do something. Yes. So no, what you should be doing right now is you should be talking to people on the telephone and trying to understand what state they're in. Are they in fear or are they pragmatic? I.e., are they worried about everything still, or are they in a place where they just want to get back to work and crack on? When you come out of the lockdown with coronavirus, the ones that are in fear will take a while to adjust. The ones that are pragmatic are going to come out of the doors running, okay, ready to get back stuck in again. They're the people you're going to sell to, because they're the people that are going to adjust. And so after the lockdown ends and everyone's back to work, that's when you can start selling to them again, depending on the industry they're in, okay, and whether they have a future within that industry.
Right. So it all comes down to how we can assess the position of our potential clients and the people who are seeking advice from us before we say anything about making a sale or presenting an invitation to them.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What is the future? What's the future of business globally? How pandemic is affecting everything? What do you think is going to happen in the next 6 months?
I think there's 20 as we stand today, there's more than 22 million people unemployed in the United States. West Texas, crude oil has gone down below zero. The stock market's crashed, then recovered. Virgin Australia Airlines went into bankruptcy this morning. The world is going to change in ways we've never seen it change. Yeah. And whoever is naive to that is extremely naive. The world is definitely going to change. Every industry is going to have, well, not every, but many industries are going to have contraction. There's going to be lots of businesses that do very well. And so, you take real estate as an example here. Real estate market, everyone's worried. But you think there's people been staring out the same window for the last 30 days across at a building site, across at another tower block, across at a road, and they hate that view now. They're renting a property and they've got a 1-bedder, and then maybe they now can get a 2-bedder with a view for the same money. So there's going to be rental transactions taking place. People are going to move in the rental marketplace. If you're in the leasing industry, in a couple of weeks, once you get out again, you'll be able to take advantage of that. There'll be companies that are going to downsize and realize that they can do more work from home. And so those companies that downsize will probably get smaller offices. Women that have had children that are stay-at-home mums but want to work but can't because they're stay-at-home mums will now be massively increased into the workplace, because a few hours a day from a working mum like this as we are right now might be sufficient for some companies for employees to have. People that have kids that are sick will be able to go home and work from home when their child's sick. More acceptance to that than there have been in the past. There's going to be in Dubai, I think there's going to be a percentage of the population that leaves because there's no unemployment benefit, there's no free healthcare, and there's no free education. So there's going to be a percentage of the population that goes. We had that in 2009, though, in fairness, a percentage of the population leave. And so I think that we're going to think differently about doing business. I think that maybe we're not going to fly as much for business meetings like we did before. I think maybe less of us will get on the motorway and drive to Abu Dhabi for that meeting and then do the meeting on Zoom instead.
Yeah.
And I think the people that might have to go to Saudi might not have to go to Saudi as much, or whatever it is surrounding business countries and destinations. So I think that we're going to travel less in terms of business because we're going to be smart. Companies won't want to spend the money on a business class flight when the meeting actually can be done over Zoom.
Exactly.
Why would you? What hotel and a business class flight and a day wasted for a 2-hour meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
So it will be better to save time this way.
Yeah, absolutely.
There'll be more digital interactions.
I think more people will need a study in their house. I think more people will need a small office or study or something in their house so that they've got somewhere to work from rather than the dining table or the dressing table in the bedroom type of thing. So I think there'll be more requirements for that. But I also think that there'll be industries that grow. Look at Zoom. The value of the value of Zoom, the company, it's worth more than every airline in the United States put together right now. So we can clearly see that digital is going to make a bigger and bigger and bigger difference to our lives. And so we knew it was coming. Some of us resisted it, but I remember when online banking started, I was one of those guys going, "That'll never catch on. Who's going to bank online?" And when people said to me, shopping for clothes online, I said, "Don't be so ridiculous. I've got to go to the shop. I've got to try stuff on. I can't do it like that." And guess what? I buy stuff online.
All of that has changed now.
It has, and it's changed, and we don't go, "Wow, it's changed." We just see the change happen in front of our eyes, and we go, "Huh?"
Yes.
And so that further change will just continue. There'll be some disruptive companies that know how to create the right kind of software for real estate brokers to do viewings online with virtual reality and all that crazy stuff. There's going to be someone that dominates that area. There's going to be a lot more productivity because people don't need to leave their home. I think there's going to be, there's a million different industries I could talk about right now. Are we still going to go on vacation? Yes. But this year, most people aren't. And this year in Dubai, we know it gets hotter than the surface of the sun in the summer. And typically people like to leave then. But I have no doubt in my mind that people that are working here are maybe not going to be able to afford to get on a plane and go on vacation anytime soon. So
I think this year the vacation will be lesser than any other.
Imagine going to your boss in a month's time and putting a holiday request in after you've just been sat at home for a month. Imagine that, whoa, that's a difficult conversation, isn't it? So can I have a holiday? Oh, you've just been on holiday for a month. So I think there'll be lots of movement. I also believe that human beings are kind of, if we go back to our heritage and we go all the way back in time, millions of years, and we look at what kind of people we are, we're animals at the end of the day. So human contact will still be important. Making time to spend with your family will still be important. We'll need to touch our feet on the floors of different places. We'll still be inquisitive and curious. And so we'll still want to travel to see things and spend time with family. So I think that although it would change, I think that will still exist. And I also think that there's going to be a lot of people fighting for the same jobs in the short term. So you're just going to have to step up your game a lot and be much better at what you do, because it will be an employer's market from a recruitment perspective.
Yes, the job market is going to change. It has already changed with lots of insecurity for so many people. It's going to be more competitive. It's going to be more tough. And people will have to actually have those skills they talk about before they get hired for anything.
I agree.
Yeah. And the more they have grip on digital stuff, the better off they are.
Probably a good example would be, can you run your business from your mobile phone?
Yeah.
If you can run your business fully from your mobile phone, then you're probably in a good place digitally.
Yes.
Not that you should. I'm not saying you should, but if you could run your business completely from a mobile phone, then you're probably not far away from where you need to be. If you're comfortable creating content and you're consistent with it, you won't be far from where you want to be. Look, the internet has got billions and billions of people on it. There's people that want your product and service. You need to get their attention, and then you need to give them the product that they're looking for. Remember, the money didn't disappear. It just moved. So anyone that lost money hasn't disappeared. It's just gone to somebody else. And so
They've shifted.
there's people out there with money. And because there's people out there with money, they'll be looking to buy services of yours and other people's potentially. And you may not know who they are right now. But like with me, people say to me, every time I turn social media on, you're there, Spencer, you're in my face, you're driving me mad. And I'm like, good. Okay. Because that's what I want. I want attention because, you just take my industry. I've got a bunch of companies, but the thing I'm passionate about is sales, and I've got a sales training business. And I know how many sales trainers there are in this city, but I also know that anybody I talk to finds it very hard to know who they are. Now, some people can mention one or two names, but they can't mention the other 30 sales trainers in the city. And that's because I'm the person that's producing the content consistently, religiously, and being known for what I do. Also, I fear for anybody, you think about it, you're going to have competitors, whatever industry you're in. Think about people, sales training people that go to a company to offer their services. And then that person in that company says, yeah, you know what? I'm going to get a quote from Spencer as well. That person must be sitting there going, oh God, not Spencer. Because I'm a real threat to all of these people, not because I'm better. Okay. But because I'm known. And it's not always about having the best product. It's about having the best marketed product. You'll know that from school.
It's also about visibility because they find you easily everywhere. So they're going to be with you. So all those brands who are creating quality content and are making themselves more visible are the ones who are winning the game. It's simple, easy to understand.
Spot on.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being with me today, Spencer. I know I have taken a lot of your time. You've already had so many meetings during the day. But yes, you have enlightened me about so many different ways in which people can actually change the game for their business. They need to be more visible. They need to be proactive. They need to be digitized. They need to understand what is needed. They need to understand the people they're selling to. Only then they will be successful and they will stay in the game.
Agreed.
Thank you so much. I will get you on another call one day, keeping my fingers crossed for that.
Stay safe. Be careful with Corona. I look forward to speaking to you soon. And good luck. And well done. Just lastly, okay, for all of the people listening to your podcast, you are smashing it. Like, you are smashing it with that. The number of podcasts you produced in a short period of time. I don't know anybody that's done that. So my hat is taken off in respect to you. Well done. Keep it going. And once the content is out, let me know. I'll share it with my audience so you can get some more engagement.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I learned it from you.
All right.
Take care. Bye.